I'm picking up where we left off. We are starting to get into perceptual organization. So now we're going to talk about the Gestalt principles of perceptual organization. The German word Gestalt means shape or form. As used in psychology, Gestalt means organized whole. Gestalt psychology postulated a series of laws to explain how our brains group the perceived features of a visual scene into organized wholes. One of those laws is called proximity. The closer two figures are to each other, the more likely we are to group them and see them as part of the same object. As an example, these are 16 dots, are not necessarily part of any group. However, because of Gestalt principle of proximity, they appear to be grouped as three objects. Now we're going to talk about similarity. We tend to group figures according to how closely they resemble each other. In this example, because of similarity, this rectangle appears to consist of two locked pieces. Another law is called continuity. We tend to group together edges or contours that have the same orientation, known as good continuation. And in this example, we tend to interpret intersecting lines as continuous. Here, as a result, the green bar appears to be completely behind the purple occluder. Another law is called closure. We tend to complete figures that have gaps. As in this image here, we find it difficult to see these forms as separate, not parts of a triangle. Another one is called illusory contours. We sometimes perceive contours and cues to depth even when they do not exist. And here's an example of illusory contours. Here the contours are implied in the first picture. You can see that there is a square. And in the second image, here the cues to depth are implied. The triangle is an illusion created by our visual system. It also appears brighter than the surrounding area, as would be expected if it were closer to us. Among the most basic organizing principles is distinguishing between figure and ground. A classic illustration of this is the reversible figure illusion, in which figure and ground switch back and forth. They are ambiguous. In identifying what is figure, the brain assigns the rest of the scene to the background. What do you see? These fragments make up a picture of a dog sniffing the ground. The mind organizes the picture's elements automatically to produce the perception of the dog. The picture is processed and experienced as a unified whole. Once you perceive the dog, you cannot unsee it.